Hi, I'm Ned Overend. Live in Durango, Colorado. I've been here for going on 33 years, and I think I've raced the road race to Silverton 29 times so far. So my wife and I moved here from San Diego. I was going to San Diego State, and she was working as a nurse at a hospital in San Diego. And I saw this flyer for an ice climbing class in the San Juan Mountains. So I drove out here from San Diego, took the ice climbing class, and was really impressed with how beautiful this area was. So went back to San Diego, and my wife and I were interested in living in a smaller town. We kind of felt Southern California was a little too busy for us. So we did a loop around Colorado looking for where we might be interested in moving to. We went through Grand Junction, Boulder, Colorado Springs, Gunnison, and Durango, and we decided we liked Durango the best. The things we were looking for in a town were it needed to have a hospital, a good healthcare system. My wife is a nurse by profession, so and Durango has a couple of surgery centers, so that was no problem. I was a auto and motorcycle mechanic at the time, and that's what I did when I first worked here, was a car mechanic. But then I got more into the recreation lifestyle, and eventually I ended up working in a bike shop before I started up as a professional bike racer, mountain bike racer, road racer, and now I work for Specialized Bicycles in product development and marketing. But because there's so much going on here in the cycling world, I'm able to live in Durango. You know, the riding is so great, so it's a great place to test product, and there's a lot going on in the cycling world in Colorado. So I'm fortunate that even though the company is in south of San Jose, I can live in Durango. Yeah, it was interesting. My wife was born and raised in San Diego. She spent most of her whole life there. So living in a place that had winter, we were looking forward to it, but we weren't really sure what it was going to be like. And it took us a few years to get used to it. But once you figure out how to dress, and you end up doing things outside, and in the winter, I mean, there's a lot of sunshine here, and there's low humidity, so it's really not that cold. It's a lot warmer than places back east that may have the same temperature range, but they don't have the sunshine and they've got more humidity, which makes you feel the cold more. So we were pleasantly surprised that, you know, there's a lot of things you can do outdoors in the winter: backcountry skiing, cross-country skiing, snowboarding, and even riding. I ride my bike year-round here. You know, you have to wait a few days after a snowstorm for the roads to dry out, but it's a pretty easy winter. Well, some of the great things about Durango that we discovered once we got out here was that the healthcare system, they have some of the greatest, you know, orthopedic doctors in the country, and I think a lot of people come here because of the lifestyle. It's a very active community, so there tends to be a lot of, you know, sports-oriented physicians and massage people and physical therapists. So great healthcare system out here. The other thing that's pretty cool is the river. You know, we weren't really river people, but now we spend a lot of time in the summer swimming in the river. You know, they have a great path along the river, so you can commute into town. My wife and I will take our cruiser bikes into town when we go out to dinner, and it's a great amenity. You know, you don't have to be riding your bike on the streets with the cars, and every year they're adding to the river trail, so it gets better and better. Yeah, so when we first moved out here, we weren't sure how easy it would be to get a job, and one of the things, I mean, the town has grown quite a bit since I've been here, obviously in the 30 years, and there are some IT business out here. We have Mercury Payment Systems, which is a thriving company. There's the Ski Corporation, obviously, and they've been expanding a little bit every year. There's always, you know, the real estate market that Durango is being discovered more and more by people around the country. There's a lot of sports industry jobs, you know, a lot of bike shops in town. There's a lot of people who actually work for bike companies, but they live in Durango, just because, you know, like I mentioned earlier, it's a great place to ride, and there's a lot of events in Colorado. So, and events is kind of another area that people work on here. There's a lot of special sporting events that go on, you know, road racing, mountain bike racing, adventure racing, kayak events. So there's a lot happening in the sports world out here. And restaurants and coffee shops. That's one of the best things about the town growing a little bit, you know, more selection in good coffee. And can't forget microbrews too. Lots of microbreweries here.